Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Before we start our discussion, let's introduce ourselves first. So my name is Muhammad FIRDAUS bin Muhammad RADZI and my matric number is 207337.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad IKHWAN bin Muhammad SHAFFIE. My matric number is 207602.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad HAZIQ bin RAF'EE. My matrix number is 208336.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad RIDHWAN bin ROZLAN. My matrix number is 207875.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad IZHAR bin ISMAIL. My matric number is 206200.
So the focus of our discussion today is the banning of smoking in eateries is violating the right of people to smoke. The ban can be seen as a form of mistreatment on people's right and freedom. Shall we start our discussion?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's start with me first. From my point of view, I totally disagree with this statement because not all the eateries customers are smokers. They are also non-smokers that have the right to enjoy their food and breathe the fresh air. As a responsible person, we must respect the right and freedoms of others by not smoking at eateries and obey with the ban of smoking at eateries instruction. This is because smoke from the cigarette will spoil the fresh air and secondhand smoke will affect others' health. What about you, IKHWAN?
Okay, I totally agree with you. In my opinion, I also against this statement which says that it is a violation towards human rights where smokers cannot smoke at eateries. So when smokers smoke their cigarettes, the smoke itself will contaminate the air inside the restaurant and it will disrupt the customers from enjoying their meals peacefully. And not also that, the smoke from the cigarette contains a lot of carcinogenic substances that can cause many critical complications such as cancer and respiratory problems. Therefore, I am really against this statement. So how about you, HAZIQ?
Thank you, IKHWAN. From my perspective, I disagree with the statement of banning of smoking in eateries is violating the rights for smoking because the human rights of life and health is more important than the human rights of needs to smoke. This is because smokers release harmful compounds through the burning of cigarettes and exhaling it. They are called secondhand smoke that contains carcinogenic compounds that harms people's health. It can cause the growth of cancer such as lung cancer and other cancerous compounds. Also, for women on pregnancy, they are threatened by these carcinogenic compounds and it may cause them to have a premature baby. And also, for people who have respiratory problems like asthma, they will be having new symptoms. What I am trying to say here is that the rights of health and having a clean and conducive environment is more important than the right of smokers' urge to smoke in public eateries because it affects the life and death of a person. It is a matter of when and where to smoke. The concerning of health is always first and not smoking. Smokers need to understand others' consequences and also their consequences as well. The banning of smoking will also help smokers to reduce their prevention on to reduce their intake in harmful substances in cigarettes. So how about Ridhwan? What is your perspective on this topic?
Okay, for me, I will agree about the statement. Firstly, this because government cannot ban smoking in all eateries. This is because it will be depend on owner of the restaurant to ban it or not. Some owner might ban and some might not. So smoker can go to the restaurant that didn't ban the smoking. Uh, and when the smokers buy the cigarettes, they will actually paying the tax. So government should consider about them too. So maybe make a smoking area for them. So it will be a win-win situation for them. And also for the non-smoker, it depend on them to go to the banned or a non-banned restaurant. So they, if they want to have a peacefully uh, eating and a non-polluted air, they can go to uh, the restaurant that ban the smoking. So this is my point of view. How about you, Iza?
Yeah, for me, I also disagree with the statement because from my point of view, this banning is a healthy and logical move to avoid people smoking at the restaurant, moreover around the non-smoker, as it can affect both smokers and non-smokers' health. So it will be unfair for the non-smoker who is never smoking in their life, but suddenly get diagnosed with cancer. In the worst case, when this action affecting a baby, it can be very dangerous for them. That is why when government announced this banning, people will be more aware and afraid to smoke at the restaurant as they can be fined and jailed. And also, as we know, nowadays, whoever smoking or vaping at restaurant, they will get 250 ringgit compound or face 10,000 ringgit fine if brought to court. Because of this rule, today we cannot see any more people smoking at the restaurant, but they still can smoke 3 meters from the restaurant. So what I want to say here is when government announce this banning, it will be an advantage for the non-smoker as they can eat at restaurant without any distraction from smoker. And furthermore, this action can save a lot of people from cancer and other disease. That is why I cannot agree with the statement because this banning's motive is not to violate humans' right, but to save humans' life. And that is my point. Do you all have any opinion?
I have something to add here. The banning of smoking at eateries, for me, is a must that is proposed by the government. This is because we need to think about the children too. So at eateries, there will always be families that bring their children together to eat with them as well. So when the smokers smoke their cigarettes, the children will see them and it will be a very bad example. So the children will be thinking, that man over there can smoke the cigarette. Why can't I smoke as well? So the children may smoke later on in his or her life, and that will be a very bad decision to make. So others, do you guys have anything to add?
I agree with IKHWAN's point of view. And also, I think that banning smoking in eateries also helps smokers from discrimination because Allowing smoking in eateries will only cause more discrimination of non-smokers towards smokers. I think that smokers will have a hard time dealing with anti-smokers, especially when the owner of the cafe itself doesn't support them to eat inside their cafe or restaurant if they smoke. They might be sent off from eating there, and that will be the most worst situation that could happen to smokers. Frankly, I think that smokers cannot win an argument of rights on smoking against rights on health and life, because it's very clear that the urge to smoke is not an uncontrollable action, whilst health risk of the other people comes unexpectedly from their surroundings. For me, my advice to smokers is to just back out and try to smoke at other places with non-smokers. My reason is that we don't want smokers to feel left out even though they had problem on their tolerance towards smoking. We need to understand each other and have an open perspective about this. Anyone agree with me?
Yeah, I agree with your point, Haziq. But for me, I think there also a owner that might smoke, so it will understand the need of smokers. They might want to smoke after eating. So maybe they don't want to ban smoking at their restaurant, and uh, they can make a smoking area for them, and just uh, yes, for them to smoking at the restaurant. So that's my point. Anybody want to add?
Yeah, for me, I agree with Ridhwan's statement about making a separate place for smoker in a restaurant, because I think it also a win-win situation. And when there is a separate place like this, the non-smoker don't have to worry about the smoke anymore, so they all can eat at ease. Is anyone want to add?
For me, I believe that majorities of us agree that smoking should be banned at eateries because of health issue. No matter where we are, most of us will relate smoking with health. So if you are smokers, you must respect to each other. If you don't love yourself, you should love other people. This is because, as IKHWAN said, at eateries, there are also babies and senior citizens that we know they are easily affected with the health problem, and it will be serious issue. That's all from me.
Okay, the group has come to a decision based on majority of views shared that banning of smoking in eateries does not violate the right of people to smoke. So far, we have disagreed with the statement because smoking is harmful towards most people and need to be concerned about the health risks of public people. Also, to defend smokers from discrimination, and also the smokers should also concern about themselves, about their health and others' health publicly in eateries. So that's all for our discussion for today. Thank you everyone for participating in this discussion. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.